Let's go ahead and call the order and roll call, declaration for.
Mr. Lau.
Present.
Mr. Choate.
Yes.
Mr. Griffin.
Oh, present.
Mr. Tillman.
Here.
Dr. Matusi.
Here.
I'd like to welcome all the visitors and guests that we have in the audience tonight. Thank you for coming. Public comments, it doesn't look like there's anybody. None? No public comments, and no one has contacted myself or you. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there any, are there any items that a member would like to pull out and discuss individually?
I did not have any.
No. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Go, James. Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mr. Choate.
Yes.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Mr. Tillman.
Yes.
Dr. Matusi.
Yes.
Item 4.1, regular business. Discussion and possible board action to declare the following as surplus. A 2017 Ram 2500 pickup, the ag pickup. A steel gooseneck trailer. I believe the brand is Titan. And then we have a flatbed trailer. It's also
yes. Not flatbed, flatbed.
Flat. That's right. Flatbed trailer.
I did not.
Yeah, we're gonna load pitas on there.
Take that from the minutes.
Yeah, that was.
So do you want to
That's
tell
why
us about
Kimberly
that?
does the agenda.
It's supposed to be
I did one little
fry
part.
bread.
Look what happened. So.
What did we learn from this exercise, Kimberly?
Flatbread.
I was hungry when I did that. So, ag pickup. So I was visiting Mr. Lau, and I guess a few years ago when we went through the process, obviously we know the wear and tear that an ag pickup goes through besides being on the road and with country roads and what have you. The current ag pickup has right at 64,000 miles. And the discussion, I guess, years ago was to also trade it in when it still has, do what?
Oh, I was telling him, I got 264 on mine. It's not middle-aged yet.
So when, to trade it in while it still has good value, we have checked 2 different places, dealerships. The trade-in value on that was right at 25,000. So wanting to declare it surplus now, because if we were to order one, what he is wanting, the 3/4 ton, if you order one right now, it's about 6 months out. By chance, if they were to have one on the lot, you know, they don't have one now. We would have to order it. There was one that had one that matched kind of what he wanted, but it was a color that we weren't enough with to have. So he can still get by with this. So the idea would be to declare it surplus now. Go order the one like he wants, like I said, 3/4 ton, have a gooseneck attachment, non-cloth seats, just because of, you know, ag with everything getting in there and getting in the seats. Floor liners, spray bed. What else am I leaving? Am I leaving anything out?
What make a pickup is he looking at?
He likes the Ford. He wants to go back with the gas. You know, he doesn't pull that much as much as you think, and so the gas, just because of the maintenance issue, he prefers that. So, and that's what we currently have on that. So, so that's the deal with the ag pickup. The gooseneck trailer, he has not used. That's a steel gooseneck trailer. He has not used that for 8 years, and most have their own. You know, that's the reason he wants the gooseneck attachment, in the sense of if somebody has one that he can help them out. And he does prefer the 3/4 ton over the 1/2 ton. He knows it rides a little rougher than the 1/2 ton, but for those times that he needs that 3/4 ton power, beats the convenience or the leisure of when he's traveling down the road. So the gooseneck, it could be the same with the flatbed trailer. It could be a project trailer that would take too long, but by the time you put all that time and effort into it, you could go down and just buy one. And you know, you got an aluminum trailer. It's not to replace the gooseneck trailer at all. We do not need to buy one. That would strictly be both of those we would put on Purple Wave that reaches nationwide. Some of you may be familiar with that website. Had good luck with it before. And same way with the flatbed trailer. The flatbed trailer, He may run pipe here in town, local, but if he has to go to Enid or beyond, he borrows the schools, he borrows Gary's flatbed trailer. So both of those would just be to get rid of and put that money toward the purchase price of the pickup. Did he tell you anything else, Mr. Lyle?
No,
Did you get a chance to visit with him?
the one question I had though was regarding the surplus. So if we declare it surplus now, we have the option of putting it out for bids at any point after that?
Yeah, so Purple Wave, what they'll do, they come take all the pictures, they list it for school and city municipalities, that's a free service, no commission fee on that, and they take the pictures, they post everything, they put it on about a 20-day auction site, and then they send you a check.
I'm just making sure that we don't have to get rid of it before his new pickup arrives. If we're
Oh, no, you can declare something surplus and keep it for as long as you want,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
The main reason to declare it surplus now is that way you can go and get started on it, let you guys know. You know, so many times before, when the pickups were on the lot, you'd commit to that pickup and then come back, declare it surplus, and hope that something, you know, they hold it for you. And so this just kind of makes it easier and puts everything ahead.
Any discussion? Any questions?
Seemed like we just had this discussion on that 2017, but apparently that was
It's been a
5 years
while.
ago. It seemed like it was last year. So I remember the same discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda 4.1.
Second.
Mr. Lau,
Aye.
Mr. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Moving on, number 5, new business.
So just an update on some of the facilities.
No new business?
Oh, I'm sorry, new business.
New business.
No new business.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, superintendent's reports.
And as I was saying, just some of the facilities to catch up on. The roofs, the FFA classroom portion, and then the old football concession stand that we now use as storage. Both of those have been re-roofed, so we're good district-wide on all roofs. Over Thanksgiving break, Farmers Electric got the generators for the dome, and that's not going to power the whole dome to where you can have a vent, you know, so I think I cleared that last time, just want to remind you. But the generators for the dome, and then for the high school freezer / basement sump pump, those were installed, so we got fences around them at this point, and safety there. Over Christmas break, band room, getting new carpet in the band room. And then still waiting on, and they're about to finalize it. Caleb's turned everything over for the LED conversion, just waiting on OG&E to get back with us on that if we want to do a district-wide LED conversion and seeing what kind of rebate. So they plug everything into the computer, and so just still waiting on that. And the last thing, the drainage ditch, they got the survey done. He's got a couple parts of it done to get a budget put together, but just not enough time, so he'll probably get it done, he said probably in a couple weeks.
We're talking about the drainage ditch.
From, yes, the length,
Okay.
on the east side, length of the campus, that is correct. The last he talked about, they would have to keep, they would not be able to come across the road until the one part on the east side of the football field, you know where that.
So we're talking about,
South side or east side?
are we talking about the east side of Mitchell or the west side of Mitchell?
Well, currently the west side, but you know, their hope was to jump across and run it basically from like the tennis court parking all the way down east, or all the way south on the east side to that intersection, and then come back into that. They're gonna have to go down about halfway, stay on the west side before they can jump across. And that's something to do with what's on the east side over there. So they'll have a full report on all of that. So they still got to get with a couple people in dirt work.
So they're gonna give us a report on that.
Yeah, and then a proposed budget. And then that allows us to, if we can do the whole thing at once, we're gonna have to put it in stages, see where we're at.
To recap, our original idea was just to put in necessary drainage, cover it, but then we discovered that in that ditch or below that ditch is actually a 6-inch water line.
That is correct. That is
So we
why.
elected not to do that on the
Right.
west
Yeah.
side, and they suggested, instead of covering that water line, jump across
With the
with the
drainage.
drains to the
Yes.
east side, and then go south.
That way for future, yeah.
But then covering it with earth and concrete.
Yes, but
Yes.
not
We could-
drainage.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Now, when we were to jump to the east side of Mitchell, that would all be below grade, right?
Absolutely,
I mean,
yeah,
So
yeah.
not a new ditch created on the east
Not
side.
a new ditch.
It's tying into a line that will be below ground.
That, I don't know if it's tying into a line or they'd have to create a new line, but it would all be underground.
But they have to create a new line.
And then even on the west side, it would all be level. And they just put drains over there that they run across. So,
Excuse me, is this the town's project or the school's project? You all
School
are doing
project.
this, okay. Sorry.
That would greatly improve the aesthetics
yeah.
of our campus.
That
there.
and parking.
And then we
And
could,
parking,
then we could see, once that's in there, of course, he won't have any estimates on the concrete. Then we could see, and want to go in stages to get that parking in there and do, bus
I
turns,
think for-
whatever it would be.
Elementary parking would be huge, when there's events.
Well, in football too, I mean.
You're right.
I
Whether,
think just from a day-to-day,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty busy.
People are having to park at the football field and cross Mitchell Road.
Mhm.
To a great extent.
So hopefully in January, I have a lot more detailed information. I've been slow going, but I'm kind of out of our hands on that. And then 2 resignations, Allison Hurst and Ashlyn Bingham are the 2 resignations. Allison was special ed teacher at middle school. We'll have a replacement for that. And Ashlyn Bingham was at the daycare.
How many kids are in our daycare now?
Right at 20.
20?
Is that about capacity?
I think it is, isn't it? Is that right, Stacy?
We have a
Yeah.
limit of so many kids.
With our square footage and.
And employees and
my limit's 7.
Had to draw the line
You have to get a
somewhere,
bigger van or a new home.
So, just quickly on that subject, are we having to turn any kids away?
They're on a waiting list. I think we might have one, but right now we're okay.
I'm sure that's just a square foot per kid calculation on the state regulations and so forth for daycare.
Oh, yes.
All right, moving on. Any questions for Mr. Sternberger on his report? Seeing none, we'll move on to number 7, personnel. We have a proposed executive session to discuss the annual evaluation and contract of Superintendent Jason Sternberger, 25 OS Section 307B1. I'll entertain a motion to enter into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Lau?
Aye.
Mr. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Tillman?
Yes.
Dr. Matusek?
Yes.
All right, acknowledge return to open session. We entered executive session at 7:17 p.m. We discussed the evaluation and annual contract for Superintendent Jason Sternberger. All board members were present. Only agenda items were discussed. Jason Sternberger was invited into executive session at 8:08 p.m. No votes were taken. And we're entering open session at 8:56 p.m. So, as we do that, item 7.2, I am going to make a motion that we approve a contract for Superintendent Jason Sternberger commencing July 1st, 2023 and ending on June 30th, 2024 at the rate of $156,000 base salary.
Second.
Mr. Lau?
Aye.
Mr. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Tillman?
Yes.
Dr. Matusek?
Yes.
Item 7.3, discussion and possible board action regarding employment of a certified special ed teacher on a temporary contract for the remainder of the 2022-2023 school year.
To fill in for Allison Hurst for the remainder of this year, I'd recommend to the board Debbie Hickey as the certified special ed teacher.
I'll make a motion to employ Debbie Hickey as a certified special ed teacher on a temporary contract for the remainder of the 2022-23 school year.
Second.
Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mr. Cho.
Yes.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Mr. Tillman.
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mr. Cho.
Yes.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Mr. Tillman.
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
You're supposed to say no.